Today, I'm joined by my guest, Sophie Lang from Llewellyn. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, David. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Really well. We could talk about many, many things, but today we're only going to talk about one thing, which is your use of flatfair.
Yeah, very.
So it's a deposit alternative, that much we know. Seems to be quite popular, but I just want to sort of go back to what life was like pre-flatfair. So how did you handle deposits before that came on the scene?
So deposits previously were always traditional deposits. We obviously handled them manually. We used PayProp, but we used to invoice the deposits, come through, and then put into our chosen scheme, and all the paperwork that comes with that. So prescribed information, and we also have a big student portfolio. So we had about 1,000 students, each individually paying their part of the deposit. So yeah, it was a really admin heavy task.
And what prompted your decision then to go from, I mean, obviously everybody wants to lose the admin. Was it just purely the ad? Because this, let's face it, this changes the not only your processes and your systems, but it makes it more affordable for tenants to sign
Yeah.
up. And it also has a little bit more advantage for landlords as well. So it's not necessarily that it just creates less of an administrative burden for you guys, is it?
Yeah, I mean, the admin burden was actually a secondary decision. We didn't quite realize how much it would save us in admin time, but the main decision was to give tenants and landlords more choice. I think we've seen over, especially the last 12 months, with rents rising as they are, cost of living rising. It was just getting a struggle for tenants to be able to afford. And also, then that narrows down the landlord's pool of people that can rent the property. So we weren't always getting the best tenant. So being able to offer these schemes just means that it gives more option, more scope, and it brings a lot of bonuses to the landlord and the tenant.
And making a change like that, is it difficult or was it kind of fairly easy to implement?
I mean, the team at Flatfair have been really, really good. Obviously, we've got a big portfolio to have to put across, and we've just let all our student properties in January, and we joined Flatfair 6 months ago. So we pre-warned them about the students, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, it'll be fine, it'll be fine." And to be fair, they have met the challenge with full force. They've been really helpful in porting information and making it as smooth as possible. Our team have found the platform really user friendly. Yeah, so far, absolutely no negatives on implementing it into our current portfolio.
And in terms of when you meet those students for the first time and those tenants that are applying for the properties, do they come across this option of flat fare and are they like kind of really like pleasantly relieved by it? I mean, or because you hear horror stories of people having to stump up lots and lots of money in terms of deposits and that time when you're taking properties, even if you're between two, sometimes you've still got your deposit money stuck in the old one and you need to kind of borrow a bit to get to the new one, and it's a tough time, isn't it?
That's it. It's about you've got the rent and then you've got your 5 week capped deposit, which even though it's capped, it's still a lot of money to find in one lump sum.
Yeah.
And usually you've got to find the help of, especially the students' parents, to try and bridge that gap between the two, and that can be a bit of a process. And it does limit people, even residential. It really limits what people can do because it's a lot of money, and then you've got your moving costs involved with that as well, which people don't take into account. Yeah, so it is a lot of money. So tenants have been pleasantly surprised to come up to have this as an option.
And so I normally end with this question, and it needs a big yes, but I have to ask it anyway. It's if you're given your experiences then with Flatfair, would you recommend this to other lettings agent with the caveat that they're not your direct competitors?
No, absolutely. I would recommend it. I mean, for us, there's just been so many positives with the admin decrease, the extra options to our landlords and tenants, and also as an agent and a business, it's also an income stream. And in the current climate, we do need to look at other income streams, way to build revenue. And this is a nice way of doing it because actually we're doing a nice thing for landlords and tenants, and the admin's reduced. So yeah, absolutely, I would encourage all agents to have it as an option. I think with the climate as it is and keep going this way, tenants need the option of a zero deposit scheme.
Sophie, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.